welcome to the ranch shop. Today I'm going to try to get this green wall to turn into something else. I was on the internet looking for some green screen just because my new software I wanted to mess around a little bit, and so it was too expensive. Well, not too expensive, I just wasn't spending the money on these sheets and cloths and stuff, which I'll eventually have to get some because I don't want to paint this table and stuff, but I thought it'd be cool to paint the whole room, you know, and then like when we have band practice, we'd be able to like jam in space or something, just something to mess around here, because that's what I like to do. And so I'm on YouTube, and this guy's he shows me this wall he paints, and he gives you the can, and I think it was Bear, and it told me all the numbers, so I wrote it down and spent $20, and because I'm cheap, and got to paint this wall green, which probably, hopefully, if you're watching this video, it won't be green, and then I figured out the software, or I'll just get frustrated and post it up green anyway. That's my luck, right? So I wanted to record this on my new camera. I bought one from fucking China. Fucking wait, you know, he's like, China Post or something, it puts it up, it's like a week, and it still looks like, you know, when you order something and they put it in the post office, he's like, oh, don't worry, it's coming. You know your broken English that you get when you talk to somebody from a different country, like, you know, really broken, screwed up. And if it will be to your house, then sorry, I am trying to get to you, but be patient, it will get there, you know, that kind of stuff. And so I finally get the camera, and as you see, I plugged it in and took a couple shots at band practice last Thursday. If you go to the website, you've seen that, you know, had that Indian shirt in the video. If you go back and watch videos, you know what I'm talking about. It let me take the pictures and stuff, and so I took pictures with it. Well, then I finished charging all the way up, and I painted this room last night. Well, just one of the wall. I ain't done the ceiling yet or the floor or nothing, but I just want to see if it's going to work. So I get the camera all hooked up to shoot this video here. Damn thing doesn't work. So now I'm going to have to either send this back to China, wait for its response, get a new camera. I don't know. I just got a blank. Well, the screen lights up, but it won't let you switch modes. Just my fucking luck. My luck fucking sucks, I'm telling you. So I'm doing it with my old camera anyway. So I was on listening to some podcasts, and I was listening to some YouTube stuff, and this thing come on about people with like type 2 diabetes. And I have a friend that has type 2 diabetes, so I figured I'd listen to it, just see if I can give him any tips, you know. This particular guy doesn't go on the internet very often. We're also sponsored to you by Miller Draft. Got the kegerator over there going that you can't see, hopefully. Maybe someday I'll make it fly in space. Anyway, so I'm listening to this it's almost like a commercial. This guy's talking about, you know, that pharmaceutical companies, a $240 billion industry, which we all knew that. And we know that, you know, there's always side effects to shit. We've talked about it. But this guy's like, basically, he's like a chef, and one day he like collapses at work. And so they rush him to the hospital, and the doctor's there, and he like tells him, he's like, we're going to have to amputate your legs. And the guy's wife's like, you ain't amputating. He's like, well, we're going to have to do it within 90 days, or at least give him 10 more years, you know. And this guy knew he had type 2 diabetes, was taking the medication. And then so he starts doing all this research on, you know, diabetes, which in my opinion, if I had diabetes, I would have done all the research before I even, you know, once the doctor told me I was, you know. Is there any other things I can do? So anyway, he starts looking, and there's a study in another country, obviously, because we can't do it here, because why would you want to have a cure for something that costs so much money to keep you, you know, to mask the symptoms that you would, you know, why would we come up with a cure? Like, I know this is a conspiracy, and I don't know if it's true, but I wouldn't doubt that there's ways to cure cancer, but they haven't found a way to make money off it yet. But who knows? So basically the guy finds out that this doctor guy, and I don't know, let's just say Germany, I don't recall where it was. You can just Google, I think it's called Diabetes Destroyer, and you can listen to the story. And anyway, so he like finds this guy, and he's like the head of the diabetes place, and he was like, well, I'm going to look at, you know, started back in the 50s that we seen it, and nobody could find a cure, so he's looking into it, and as he's researching, he's finding out everybody that has gastric bypass is no longer diabetic, or at least for a little while. And he kept digging further and further, and he's like, well, why would the stomach, why would the stomach, has nothing to do with diabetes. That's the pancreas or whatever makes your insulin. And so he starts to research, and then he realizes that when you have, that gastric bypass, that you're on a strict diet when you first get on it. Well, it's the diet that is attacking the fat around the pancreas. And I guess they used to think that the fat around the pancreas was from the sickness. Or maybe they didn't. Maybe they just told you that. Anyway, so he found that if you reduce the fat around it, it's no longer compressing the pancreas, that it'll start producing insulin. So this guy starts doing that, but it only lasts for like a little while, and then, he's kind of got it where it's borderline where he's going to need the shot. And so one day I guess he slept in or something, and he woke up later, so he ate different, and he realized that eating at these different times would automatically level his thing, and he did this for months and months, and now he don't even take insulin. Went back to the doctor. Doctor didn't know. He's like, whatever you do, it worked. You don't even need insulin shots no more. And he'd been a diabetic for years. So, I'm listening to that, and I almost bought it for him. And I finally had told the guy about it, so I'm hoping he's going to try it. I could just be a scammer for $27 fucking dollars. And you're a diabetic spending $1,400 a month. What they say, the average diabetic spends $85,000 over a lifetime. So, pharmaceutical company has 100 million people with diabetes. So it's 100 million times $85,000 in a lifetime. That's a lot of money. So why would you want to cure it? So I'm hoping it's true, and I'm hoping it helps the guy out, or at least reduce what he has to take. And maybe it's just bullshit, but if I had the disease for $27, I'd try it out. And it got me to thinking, thinking at work that day, and then I'm seeing on the news, and this doctor's like, there's, 250,000 people die a year because of shit doctors do wrong. Now, obviously, I believe that humans, there's always human error. That you fuck up at work, shit happens. Those ones I see, but things that shouldn't happen, you can put things in place. And I know if you put too many things in place, then you can't get anything done. So it's always a battle. It's going to be an argument. And then I got to thinking, I'm like, yeah, I remember, because I try to go get a physical once a year. I mean, I pay $140 a week for insurance for my family. I'm going to use a few of the free perks, that I'm paying for. Make sure, I'm not going to keel over dead. So one year I went and got a physical, I don't know, it was about 5 years ago. And at that, it might have been 6 or 7, but at the time I was doing paper routes. So I was always drinking coffee, working from 2 in the morning till like 6 at night. Band practice 3 nights a week was playing out. I never fucking slept. So I took a day off of work because I have vacation that I don't even use all that up. And so I made an appointment. I go in there and get a physical, and he's like, you got high blood pressure, and you got, this, that, and everything. I said, well, I had coffee before I come in. Well, it shouldn't elevate it like this. And I'm like thinking, dude, I was drinking coffee and things like that. So he got me to think, he's like, take these blood pressure medication or cholesterol. These are cholesterol through the roof. He's take the cholesterol, and you're going to have to watch that blood pressure. And I'm like, I just think it's coffee, but whatever. Because sometimes I'll go on up high, sometimes I won't. It's just weird. And I got thinking it's probably what I eat. Because I'm always eating fast food. I'm one of those triple XL steak and cheese. Well, I no longer am. But at the time, I just fucking spent $15 a day on McDonald's, or whatever, and I never just get a double quarter pounder. I get a double quarter pounder upsize and 3 hamburgers on the side, and, I was just feasting. And just all this sugar and bread is just crazy. I started getting a little fat. I didn't get that fat. I got about 225, which is fat for me, I guess. I'm only 6 foot. So anyway, tells me that I need these cholesterol pills. So I go get the prescription, and I hate fucking pills. I think I remember to take it twice, and then I had to go back in 3 months for a follow-up. But just before I went back there, I'm like, well, I just think it's this fast food. So I probably ate like salads and just ate normal stuff, packed sandwiches, eat peanut butter jelly at work, whatever, instead of going to McDonald's. And I go there, and gives me my checkup, and he's like, oh, the pills must be working. Your cholesterol's great. And I'm like, thinking to myself, I never took those pills. So he gave me that prescription for some more. He doesn't know that I didn't take it. I would have been taking these the rest of my life. He didn't never once just go, hey, and I told him ain't fast food. Cut that stuff out. No, he prescribed me, whatever. My copay's $20, but it could be $150 a month. I don't know what the insurance is paying. but prescribed me something that I didn't need instead of talking to me and saying, for 90 days, try to cut out the McDonald's or, whatever. I wasn't like at home, I'd eat whatever. I was eating whatever my wife makes, which sometimes she watches that cooking channels. There's some pretty spectacular things, but they're not probably the best for you if you're putting all that shit in. And at the time, but I was still eating that and passed. I just was cutting out the fast food every day. So I believe there are different ways of getting around things, but it's way easier just to take a pill, even though, these pills have these side effects that can really hurt you. So, and we just kind of find that I seen that, and I just want to get in and rant about something so I could hopefully make this green wall go away. So we'll check in with you later. We're going to start doing our podcast on Friday nights. So this Friday we'll have on. We didn't have it last week because we were trying to get the room set up a little different so I could paint the wall, and we took some band photos, and I got to shoot some video. So if I don't at least do a rant on Friday, Tuesday, I'm going to put hopefully some audio footage. I got a little stereo condenser camera over there. Should pick up the audio decent because Craig's sister wants to hear some. So since she requested it, I'm going to roll some tape. Maybe we'll do something like Tom Sawyer or something like that. Anyway, I'll see you guys hopefully be jamming for you guys by Tuesday, Wednesday to see it.